Usually a selfie takes, maybe 2 seconds to snap. You
Mhm.
pose, you tap the screen, and you're just done.
Right, yeah. It's completely automatic for most of us.
Exactly. But if you were suddenly asked to critique that exact same selfie using, like, formal academic art vocabulary, could you do it?
Oh, I mean, that is where most people would completely freeze up.
Yeah, totally. So today we're doing a deep dive into the grade 10 curriculum for Get Involved. Specifically, we're unpacking Unit 5, which is called Smile.
Such a great unit.
It is. And our mission is to extract all that essential art and photography vocabulary and, well, build a foolproof strategy so you can ace your exam.
It's a really fascinating challenge, honestly, because the material takes something you do completely automatically, taking photos, obviously, and forces you to look at the mechanical and linguistic structures behind it.
So let's look at how we even talk about those mechanics. The textbook actually breaks the photography vocabulary down by function, which is super helpful.
Yeah, that categorization is key.
Right, so we have equipment like your lens, tripod, and selfie stick. Then we have actions, pressing the shutter, doing a photo shoot, or, adding filters and retouching so you can go viral.
And don't forget the descriptive adjectives, like asking, is the shot photogenic? Is it a close-up? Is it in focus or out of focus?
Exactly. And studying this section is really just taking your daily social media routine and giving it, like, formal academic labels. You already know these concepts. You're just putting on a new linguistic tool belt.
And that functional breakdown you mentioned, it is the ultimate exam hack. I mean, think of it like setting up keyboard shortcuts in your brain.
Oh, I love that analogy. How so?
Well, instead of frantically searching your entire mental hard drive for a word while the exam clock is just ticking away, you just hit the action shortcut. Your brain instantly pulls up verbs like retouch or edit because you've categorized them by what they actually do.
That makes total sense. So we've labeled the physical act of taking the photo, but judging the final product requires an entirely different set of vocabulary.
Yes, moving from photography to describing all types of art.
Right. And the curriculum leans really heavily into word families for this part. Why is that emphasized so much? It seems like a massive shortcut.
Because it is. You learn one root word, and by just attaching a suffix like ERR, you instantly multiply your vocabulary with almost zero extra effort.
Wow. Okay. So like the concept of paint branches into painter and painting?
Exactly. Sculpt gives you sculptor and sculpture. Taking a photo yields photographer and photography.
Which brings us to the absolute weirdest one on the list. Throw a pot? Potter and pottery. I mean, I always imagined throwing a pot meant aggressively smashing ceramics against a wall. Why are we calling it that?
I know, it sounds so aggressive, but it actually traces back to the Old English word throw-on, which means to twist or turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it refers to the rapid spinning motion of the potter's wheel. You're not tossing the clay, you're shaping it as it turns on the axis.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. And once you've shaped that clay or, painted that canvas, you have to evaluate it.
Right, you need the adjectives.
Yeah, the material outlines specific evaluative adjectives for this. Positive ones like fantastic or original, negative ones like ugly or boring, and stylistic labels like abstract, realistic, shocking, or traditional.
And identifying those styles is crucial, but it's really only half the battle when you're taking an exam.
What do you mean? What's the other half?
Well, to actually secure a top Band 5 score on the speaking or writing rubrics, an examiner needs to see you seamlessly combine this new vocabulary with the core grammar of Unit 5.
Which is the passive voice, right? Both present and past.
Exactly.
Wait, telling a student to just combine vocab and grammar? I mean, that sounds impossible to execute when you're staring at a blank page. How do you do that without sounding like a robot?
The trick is to consciously shift your focus from the person doing the action to the action itself. So instead of writing, the artist made the abstract painting, you flip it to the passive. The abstract painting was made by the artist.
Oh, I see.
Or, if we use the photography terms, millions of selfies are taken and retouched every day. You hate the specific vocabulary requirements and demonstrate mastery of the passive voice in a single, really natural-sounding sentence.
So you're literally giving the examiner a 2-for-1 deal.
Yes.
Wow.
You're showing them you understand both the grammatical structure and the artistic concepts simultaneously.
That is such a good tip. And, looking at all this vocab leaves you with an interesting thought to chew on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like 100 years from now, historians probably won't be looking at grand oil paintings to understand our daily lives.
That is very true.
They'll be digging through dead servers, analyzing the millions of heavily filtered, retouched selfies we left behind. So the next time you snap a photo, ask yourself, what is your digital artifact actually going to tell the future about you?